The early bird. So, this is the early bird gets the worm. This is how it used to be. The early bird, the guy who hustled, the person with the good idea, would come up with an idea first. You would get to market first. You would beat the competition. You would enjoy those rewards. I'm not a big fan of worms, but I suppose for an early bird, worms are... But you'd understand. I mean, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, that's what we're after. We come up with a new mousetrap. It's a very good, healthy, invigorating way for an economy to work. We're constantly developing new ideas. People would be pushing out on the envelope, new technologies, new experiences. Our lives get better. And the people who are innovative, creative, doing the research, doing the development, they would get the rewards. And this is how it was for a long time. It's not how it is anymore. This is how it is now. When you consider how fast information moves, and we remember that there are sharks out there, it becomes very apparent that the early birds won't be that early. It's hard to get ahead. It's hard to stay ahead. People spend a great deal of their budgets and of their time and energy monitoring the markets, monitoring what's going on out there in their businesses and in your businesses. Let's realize that innovating, creating are wonderful for mankind, and unfortunately what's happening now is not good for mankind. The second guy, without having to do the research, without doing the development, by monitoring and watching, he's able to come to market faster. He didn't waste his time on a bunch of wells that didn't hit. He didn't waste his money on things that didn't pay off. Which is kind of funny. I'll digress for a second. The drug companies, as I'm sure this hospital knows, and I'm sure help, the drug companies are always doing research and development, coming up with new drugs. But they don't always work, and then they're stuck. And so you hear stories, and one of the great stories is that there was a kidney medicine. I believe kidney, but if I'm wrong and it's liver, someone correct me, but it didn't work. But all of the patients, including the women, had this amazing side effect of growing hair everywhere. So what they did was they said, well, let's not make it a kidney medicine anymore. And it's now known as minoxidil. Minoxidil was actually a failed medicine that is now used for hair growth because that was one of the side effects. The drug company, eager to make lemonade out of lemons, did whatever they could with it. There's another medicine in a similar situation, a little different result, called Viagra. Viagra was originally a heart medicine that didn't work, but a lot of the patients developed a problem. And then they created a solution, and Viagra was born. So, unfortunately, though, we're not always that lucky that our failures can turn into successes. Usually our failures are just costs, and those costs add to the burden. It's much better to not be the innovator, much better to not be the creator. I say all this tongue-in-cheek. I don't really, in my heart, believe that it's good for humanity, as I said before, for us to be rats. But we're talking about business and making money and understanding what are these companies doing. Research and development, it's not paying off. If you do research and development and you find the lucky drug, the pot of gold won't be as big because they'll be stealing it that much faster. So this spiral, this effect, is very important to what's happening in corporate America. If you read about the drug companies and why do they do these mergers? Why do they do these acquisitions? Why does one drug company take over another? Because rather than spend money on research and development, you buy the guy who just came up with the new drug. It's cheaper. So the second rat avoids the costs, avoids the burdens, avoids the missteps, and he's better off, and he's rewarded for it. Because he comes to market at a better cost structure, more effective, leaner, faster, and unburdened with the wastes of research and development.